want to talk about HTML forms attribute and show you different types of attributes that you can use in HTML and create excited forms. I create another file, save as a form attribute.html. Save. Okay. Where is that? Form attributes. The first one is read-only attributes. The read-only attribute specifies that the input field is read-only, cannot be changed. I create a form and the first name input type text name first name and set value, for example John. That is read only. And last name set input type text name last name. Save, refresh. I cannot change the first input, but I can type in second input. Okay. Another input is disable attribute. Another attribute is disable. The disable attribute specifies that the input field is disabled. A disabled element is unusable and unclickable. For example, I create another form and copy this one, change read only to disabled. Save, refresh. You see, I cannot change it, cannot click it, and it's unusable. Another attribute is size. The size attribute specifies the size in characters for the input field. Form and set this form I want set size to 40. Save it, refresh. There you go. The size is bigger than the size of first name is bigger than the last name, and because I use set 40 for size of first name field. Another attribute is max length. Max length attribute specifies the maximum allowed length for the input field. I create a form and set max length to 10 character. Save, refresh. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this one is 10. I cannot put 0, type 0, because I set 10 character, but in second input I can set a lot of characters because I don't set max length for last name. Another attribute that is added in HTML5 is autocomplete attribute. The autocomplete attribute specifies whether a form or input field should have autocomplete on or off. When autocomplete is on, the browser automatically completes values based on values that the user has entered before. Okay. The autocomplete attribute works with form and the following input types: text, search, URL, telephone, email, password, data pickers, range, and colors. Okay, another form and set email, input type email, and name email. Set a submit button, input type submit. Set autocomplete is on for my form, and I want off autocomplete for my email input. Autocomplete off. Save, refresh, and set break line. Okay, save it, refresh. Okay, I close this tag. Save, refresh, happened? Okay, I set Atif Jewelry info at ajcreator.com and submit it. If I refresh, you see the autocomplete for first name and last name is on, and show me my name that I entered before and submitted, and last name, but don't show me a email address. Okay, because the autocomplete for email address is off. The other attribute is no validate. This attribute added in HTML5. The no validate attribute is a form attribute. When present, no validate specifies that form data should not be validated when submitted. For example, I create a form and set email input type email and name user email. Save, refresh, and copy this one, submit button. If I type my email address, AAA, submit, and show me an error message, please include @. I don't want to check this one and use no validate for my form. Save, refresh. If I type again AAA, submit, you see submitted user email AAA. The other attribute is a form attribute. The form attribute specifies one or more forms an input element belongs to. For example, I create a form and set first name, input type text, name, first name. Then set a submit button, and under the form I create a last name, input type last name, name, last name. Save, refresh. I say set Atif Atef and Jawberry. If I submit it, just first name submitted. I want submitted last name that is out of the 4. Set an ID to my form, ID form 1, and then use form 1. Save and refresh. First name, use Atef and Jawberry. If I submit it, first name and last name submitted. I set an ID to my form and use a form attribute, and in quotation mark use set this ID. Then the last name belongs to this form, and when I submit this one, submit both of them, first name and last name. Okay, in next lecture I want to continue in form attributes.